Hi, it's LeJanaro back with another video. Today, I am planning for the week of May the 8th through May the 14th in my Planberry planner. I would like to say welcome to all of my new subscribers. Thank you so much for subscribing to the channel and everyone who keeps coming back each time I post a new video. So, I got my Cricut straightened out. So what happened when I printed those stickers and it cut really off, my Cricut design space hadn't updated yet. So the next time I went in to use it, it did the update, and then I just did a calibration just to make sure that it was okay, and it started back cutting perfectly again. All right, so this time I made sure I made and printed out a lot of kits. So I don't have to worry about kits for a couple of weeks. I think I got this digital paper from Creative Fabrica, and I just tried to get the color scheme as best as I could with everything else. I do make my stickers in Cricut Design Space. And I have a couple of videos on the channel doing it. So, what's happening? Nothing much. I'm still working a lot. Still can never lay that sticker down straight. Never. So, two of my jobs I've had for a while. One of them I started in 2021. That's when I started working from home mostly. I would still work at the school for 2 hours and then come home and do the work from home job. And then the other job I've had for years, I don't even remember. It's always been strictly online. I've had that one for years. But this third job that I have, I just started in March, I believe. And it's a online job, online side hustle. And I don't know if this is a new company or not. I don't think it is. But when I say that they are all over the place, they are all over the place. I don't even think the job that I'm on is new. But anyway, they are all over the place. And if you hear that, that is the ice cream truck. Like I said, it never fails when I turn on this camera. But anyway, I don't think the company is that new, to be honest with you. I think maybe the jobs may be, but I don't know. I can't say that for sure. So, like I was saying, they are all over the place at this place. Now, any other time, that ice cream truck would not even come over here to my section of apartments. But because I am recording, here it comes. Right. So I may have to stop this. I don't know how loud that is. I may not. So I'm still technically I'm still on the same job that I started with. But when I say it's been so many changes, and usually the changes haven't affected me much, and the reason why I think they're a new company, or again, I don't think it's a new company. I think that the jobs that are being put on the platform are fairly new. I'll say that. Because the communication is horrible. They'll pop in, for example, we were supposed to get a minimum of 15 hours a week. Before, I don't think they had anything on it saying that we needed to get a certain amount of hours. You can get as many or as little as you want it, but so they started saying, okay, let me go back. Make sure I tell the whole story. So when I first started, and I actually did not know this when I first started, the project was going to end after a certain amount of time. But because we did such good work on the project, the company extended the project for a year, which is great. So when they extended the project, that's when they said, okay, we need you all to do at least 15 hours a week. Your hours are capped at 9 hours a day. So you can't work past 9 hours a day. Because some people must have been working like hours on end. Me, if I get 5 hours, I did good. 6 was exceptional for me. But it's some people that work 8 hours or 9 every day. But anyway, so no more than 9 hours a day, 40 hours a week, and you need 15 is the minimum, 40 is the max, right? But it used to be you could get as many hours as you wanted. So then they came and they were like, all right, we're pulling some people to another project. So we had about 1,500 to 2,000 people in the chat. We're down to like 2 something now. Because people got pulled to other places. Some people got dropped because they weren't doing the 15 hours. Just a whole host of things, right? So every time the team lead comes on with an announcement, because we use Slack, so every time the team lead comes on with an announcement, we all go, oh. Because we never know what's going to happen, right? So last Friday, I had got my 15 hours. I got up. So I was like, let me go ahead and get up, because I had 2 more hours left. I was like, let me go ahead and get up and get these 2 hours over with. So at least I'll have my 15 hours. And then over the weekend, everything else will be extra. I had plans to do another 10 hours over the weekend. So my total would be 25 hours, right? And we get paid every week. I do my 2 hours. I log out, go to the grocery store. I come back from the store. And we got this huge, I had over 100 messages. Not to me, but the chat had over 100 messages. And I was like, what in the world is going on, right? You know it's something, because, when I say the chat was all the way live, the chat was all the way live. So I go back and I look for the team lead announcement, because that's going to tell me, that's basically going to tell me what's going on. All the rest of the posts are just questions from people. So they were like, starting at 3 p.m., project is not available on the weekends. Sorry for the late notice. I just got it myself. Basically, sorry. Too bad, so sad. So not everybody, most people were, a lot of the people who did work on the weekends because they got a full-time job or, whatever the case, they were like, they can't have this 15-hour minimum on us if they're cutting us off on the weekends, which I agree. So they took away the 15-hour minimum, but they were like, if you're going to work less than 5 hours, you need to send us a message. So that was one thing. And then a lot of people were complaining, like, you know, the weekends when I get most of my time in, blah, 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 blah. And they were like, it's only for the month of May. They didn't really know what it was going to be moving forward. So, and it's so funny because everybody pops into the chat at a different time. So by the time I got back from the grocery store, there was maybe 15 more minutes that you could task. So I didn't even bother. I was like, you know what? I got my 15 hours. I'm good. So, you know, of course they listen to people's concerns as much as they can, and the admins do what they can. But, you know, they work there just like we do. You know, they're probably just full-time employees and we're not. So, you know, she listened to their concerns, took them back to the people. That's why they dropped the 15-hour minimum, basically to 5. Okay, so there's that. So at first, I didn't know what to do with myself. I was like, I got a whole free weekend starting now. So I started recording videos, you know, my regular videos. Figured out some sewing things that I wanted to do. And, you know, I can't even tell you what I did over the weekend. I mean, nothing exciting or spectacular. It's just, you know, I did little things here and there, basically. So so I had in my head, I said, you know what? Because we actually didn't know the cutoff time for Friday. And she was like, I'll let you know by next Wednesday what the cutoff will be for Friday. If it's going to be in the morning, if it's going to be in the afternoon, are you going to be able to work all day Friday? Which I didn't think we would be able to work all day Friday because I think people leave. You know, the people who run the place leave. I think they work a regular like 9 to 5 schedule or something like that. So I had in my head, I said, you know what? Next week, I got to get up by at least 6 a.m. so I can start tasking, which is what they call what you're doing, tasking. Like, so I can start doing that before I start my regular job at 12. I'm going to get at least 5 hours a day. That way I will get my 15 hours. I will get at least 20 hours. I'll get my 15 hours guaranteed, but they took away the 15-hour cap, so that really didn't matter. But I was like, I'll get at least 20 hours. If I do Monday through Thursday, do 5 hours a day, that's at least 20 hours, right? Because we didn't know about Friday yet. And I was like, you know, if we can work Friday for a good amount of time, I'll hop on Friday. I work my regular job 9 to 2, but like we're slow. We're very slow. So I was like, I can hop on Friday, get as many hours as I can. And I was hoping to get 25 hours, right? Wonk, wonk. So today is, that's for my blood pressure. So today is Thursday when I'm recording this. And guess what? So today's Thursday. So yesterday, I got up again, right? 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. So I got up Wednesday. Well, I got up every day. I think he said one day I didn't get up early. I just couldn't bring myself to get up. But in early, I mean like 6 a.m. I still got up by 8 that day, but I was tired. So Wednesday, I get up. I was like, you know what? I got to get my 5 hours in. I'll have my 15 hours for the week. And even though it's not mandatory anymore, I still set myself to that standard to get 15 hours a week, right? It's from my Bible study. So I get up, I do 3.5 hours. And I say, all right, I got these 3.5 hours. I'm gonna, what did I do that day? I can't remember what I did. Did I go somewhere? I don't think I went anywhere. I don't have a car, so I really can't go anywhere. But I don't think I went anywhere. I think I just, I know what I did. My other online job sent me a message because I had sent in like a support ticket or whatever, because something happened on Monday, and Monday is the day that I really do that job. That's the day that they send out most of the work on Mondays. But something happened to the system on Monday, so we weren't able to work our full time. And I usually get 8 to 10 hours on Monday, so that hurt. I couldn't get my 8 to 10 hours in. So I sent the support ticket in and they responded. And then when I responded to them, they sent out an email saying there's work available. So that's why I stopped doing the other job, because I wanted to at least jump on, I'll call it my Monday job. I wanted to at least jump on my Monday job to get a little bit done. And I did about 3 hours, maybe a little bit more, because I usually keep track of the time that I sign in on that job, but for some reason that day I just jumped in and started working. So I probably did a little over 3 hours on that one. And I said, okay, I'm going to get up, I'm going to fix myself something to eat, and I'll hop back on the everyday job, not full-time everyday job. I'll hop up on the everyday job. I'll get that 1.5 hours done. I'll have my 15 hours. And then on Thursday, I'll do 20 hours. I'll do 5 more hours, not 20 hours a day, but I'll do 5 more hours. So I'll have at least 20 hours for the week, because we're still waiting to hear back about Friday, right? So that's when I hop on and the chat is off the chain, right? And my immediate thought was like, oh my goodness, they're ending the job or they're pulling us again. So I go back up to read. I check my little status thing, and lo and behold, no projects to work on. I was like, oh my goodness. So I hop in the chat to go back and read, because on the announcement that the admin put up, there were like 100 and something replies. And I was like, I cannot read 100 and something replies. Like, oh gosh. So I hopped on, I read the announcement. I didn't really understand it. because sometimes when they make announcements, they're not clear. So I was like, oh man, I got to read these 100 responses. Because I knew the people in the responses were going to ask the same questions that I wanted to know the answer to. So, of course, they did. And she was answering them, but also still not very clear. So I'm going, okay, eventually, reading all these responses, I will eventually get whatever it is she's trying to convey to us, right? And then I started thinking, why didn't she just compile a list of frequently asked questions? Because everybody was asking the same questions. I was like, why she just didn't compile a frequently asked questions list and just answer like that? But anyway, the gist of it is, because a lot of people were complaining about not being able to work the weekends, they came up with another solution. And the thing about their solutions, it's appreciated that they took into consideration that people needed to work on the weekends. I commend them for that. I do. I was fine without working the weekends because I was like, that'll give me time to sew and do, other things. So they basically put us on another project. That's the gist of it. But I was trying to see if I had another exercise. I was trying to see which one I used last week. Okay. So essentially, they put us on another project. We're still on the main project that we were on, but they needed us to train, take the quiz, because there's a quiz. There is a training. If we didn't pass the quiz, well, I thought it was only one quiz, because at first they made it seem like, okay, if you don't pass the quiz, you'll just be off until we load up your normal project on Monday. But then they kept saying either the 8th or the 15th. So it's a possibility that people won't work for a full week if they don't pass the quiz. But from my understanding, it's 2 quizzes. So if you don't pass the first one, you get a second chance or something and you can take it again. So the gist of it is they moved us to this other project because this project needs help. We're going to be doing this project on the weekends. So when our normal project shuts down during the week, so whatever time on Friday, we still don't know on Friday what time it's going to shut down. It shut down now this week because they want us to train for the other one. I'll get it together in a second. Trying to get my thoughts together. So our regular one shut down on Wednesday, right? And this is all very overwhelming because I'm upset because one, I didn't get my 15 hours. I got 13 and a half, which is fine. It's fine. We get paid every week. I don't have to break the bank every week, right? It will help reach my goal faster, but it's not something that's mandatory, right? So I go in, I try to catch up on all the chat messages. I try to just try to basically figure out what's going on, basically. So the gist of it is, and I've already said this like a million times. I just keep saying it for some reason. Is there someone's birthday coming up? I don't think so. It's May, right? I don't think I have any family member birthdays in May. June. Actually, I do. I have 2 nephews, but anyway, June, July. I think the next birthdays are in July. I may have a great niece turning 2 in June. I never remember. I remember the first great. So, so I remember the first grandchild, not my grandchild. I don't have any children. My nephew. I remember his birthday. He was the first grandchild. I remember his child's birthday, my first great niece. I can't remember anybody else's birthday. I'm like, I remember the first, but after that, you all are on your own. Thank goodness for Facebook and people post on Facebook when, birthdays come up, because if not, I know that might make me a sucky great aunt and sucky auntie. Now, I will say this. I figure it out before their birthdays. It's whether me asking them, when is your birthday? Or, or their parents, or whatever the case may be. I'll ask somebody, like, when is this child's birthday? I just really got off track, didn't I? Okay, so back to the story. I need to get a haircut so bad, y'all. I need to put that in this planner and do it. Problem is, I am vehicle challenged right now. I literally don't have a car. So I have to walk down to Great Clips and get my hair done. So but I need to put it in here. And I try to plan my days to where I get up, do a couple of hours on one job, and then the goal is whatever other job I'm working, I need to get at least 2 or 3 hours in prior to my 12 o'clock job, which is my quote unquote full-time job. Why did I put 2 of those down? See, talking and they say walking and chewing gum at the same time. I probably could have salvaged that, but I messed it up. So Monday is out. I do all 3 jobs on Monday. So Monday's out for the haircut. So maybe Wednesday. Yeah, maybe Wednesday. I don't know why I'm leaving this space open. I'm not putting anything there. So maybe Wednesday. I'll put down a haircut. I'll get up, walk down to Great Clips and get my haircut. So, so over the weekend, we're hoping that everybody gets, it's really up to you when you get put in the system. The quicker you do the tests and the training, the quicker you get in the system. So Wednesday night, last night, I went ahead and did the test because the test was 10 questions, 10 or 15 questions, I think 10. And it was like an English proficiency where they basically give you sentences, put a blank in the sentence. You have to put the appropriate word in the sentence, right? I don't know if I have a haircut script. I might. I went crazy making scripts one day. Okay, where was I? Okay, I know what that's for. All right. So I took the test on Wednesday. I passed it. But I just couldn't be. When I hit next to go to the training, it was like this long, drawn out page of words. And I was like, oh no, I can't do this. Like, y'all done stressed me out, first of all, by taking me off my project. And I had a goal in mind. I can't do this training tonight. Like, I can't. I don't have the brain capacity. I cannot. So I went into the chat and I said goodnight to everybody. I was like, I'll do the training tomorrow. I can't process it tonight. Everybody was replying like saying, I'll see y'all tomorrow. But anyway, I got up today and I had a couple of things I needed to do today. But when I got up today, I got up, showered, put on clothes, or put on my walk around the house clothes. And my niece sent me a text. She was like, I'm on my way to your house. I said, okay. But I knew why she was coming, but I didn't know why she was coming. If I don't have a haircut script, I can put self-care. Yeah, I'll put that down because I don't feel like looking for a haircut script. So I was going to get up, start the training, but then my niece called me. I needed to go to Hobby Lobby because I knew they were having that big clearance sale. And I didn't get there 2 weeks ago, so I wanted to get there this week. So that's why she was on her way over here to take me to Hobby Lobby, which I appreciated. And so we went to Hobby Lobby. We were there almost 2 hours. They had a lot of clearance, y'all. A lot. All the Happy Planner books that came out that are like 18-month or something like that. Some 12-month. They're all on clearance for $7 or $8. I didn't get any Happy Planners because I'm not really using the Happy Planners that I have. I started using my sewing one last week. Yay, me. I didn't record it. I just put some stickers down and I just been writing in it. I don't know if I even showed it to y'all. But anyway, went to Hobby Lobby, did that. Stopped by Zaxby, got me a salad. Came home, ate my salad. And then I took a test for my Monday job. I took a test for that, which is actually for another. So I'm on these platforms and they have different jobs. So whenever they have a new job, they'll send out a quiz if you have to take a quiz. And if you pass the quiz, they'll onboard you to the job. So the quiz I took was actually for another position, which I actually told y'all about. It was me watching the 900 videos. They send out quizzes. They want to make sure that you are fresh on the information for when they get ready to send out the next batch of 900 videos, right? So I took that. It was only 10 questions. And then my friend called me right before I was getting ready to start the training. My friend called me and I was on the phone with her. But then I got a notice in the chat that they wanted to do a webinar to basically introduce us to this other job. So I told her I'll call her back later because I had to do the webinar. And after the webinar, I did the training, which wasn't bad. The training wasn't bad. It's just, when you get pulled like that, it's stressful. You don't understand what's going on. You don't know if the pay is going to be the same. You don't know if the tasks are going to be harder. You just don't know. And I think that was most people's frustration with the whole thing. Those are cut funny. The training didn't really clear anything up. I'm not the training, the webinar. Some things, but not everything. So I went ahead and after the webinar did my training. Training was fine. It's basically giving us these prompts and we have to choose between the best prompts. So I finished the training and I guess I have to wait for an email for them to tell me when I'm in production. So here's my slight issue. It's fine. Again, I appreciate that they actually thought about us, took our concerns into consideration, and found a solution that they thought we would be satisfied with, basically. But I was okay with not working weekends. I really was. At first I was like, dang it. I wanted to get my, sorry about that. I hit the stand. I wanted to get extra hours on the weekend, basically. But I mean, I enjoyed the weekend off last weekend. So I was like, hey, I'll take it. So I was okay without working the weekends. I was just saying I gotta, discipline myself to make sure that I get all the hours I want to get during the week, which I can do. I'm at home all day. Like I said, my regular job is slow, so I can always get in other things, right? So that's my somewhat gripe about it. So I'm just waiting on that email to say I'm in production and I can start working. Because if what I did in the training is what I'm going to be doing on the job, it is not bad at all. It's a lot of reading, a lot of reading, but it's not bad at all. Will I do work on the weekends? Probably. I'll probably try to do a couple of hours because the pay is the same as my regular one. So I'm just putting out extra boxes because I have 2. I don't want to leave 2 boxes on my sticker sheet. So I need to clean my office because it is ridiculous. But I did want to get some sewing done. I did want to get some other things done. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see. If I get a message saying I'm in production, I will make some time to do some work on it. If I don't, I'll just do my other things. And me and my friend are going to see Are You There, God Is Me, Margaret. We're going to see that on Saturday. That's what I needed to put down. I mean, I can put it here in my checklist, but it's fine. I'll put it in my checklist. Yeah. So we're going to see that So I will tell you all about that movie. Did you read that book growing up? I read a couple of Judy Blume books growing up, but I do specifically remember that one. That one I could relate to a lot. So we're going to see that movie Saturday. So I'll let y'all know how it is. All right, I guess I'll talk about my TV shows and stuff in my other Plan With Me. Thank you for coming along with me. I will see you in the next video.